You weren't allowed to scroll through social media or browse your phone for 24 hours. Was it harder than you expected?
Definitely yes. I'm not gonna lie, I did fail. There was times when I would immediately open the app and then have to like close out of it because I remembered in that moment. It was almost like instinctual.
It was a bit harder than I expected. I found myself getting in the habit of getting on Instagram and scrolling on Reels quite a bit, so I had to stop myself a lot of times. So in that case, it was a lot harder than I expected. And in some respects, it was a little easier than I expected. It was actually kind of nice not having to scroll through social media, keep up with what everybody's doing and that sort of thing, so.
Originally, I was kind of like not too stressed about it, but then like when the day started, it was like a couple moments where I was like, is this an essential? And so like I found myself questioning it a lot, but like it was easier than I expected, yeah.
No. I felt like it was pretty simple, honestly, given my busy schedule and the things that I have going on. I really don't have much time to sit and doom scroll. However, the temptation can be there, but it was a lot simpler than, I expected.
Yes and no. Like, giving up social media really wasn't like that hard. Like, I didn't really miss it. But then like some of the other like features on a phone, that was much harder. I did fail like 3 different times with the whole giving up your phone thing, because one time it was to check the weather. I just picked up my phone to look at the weather and didn't even think about it. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'm not supposed to do that.
I think it definitely was. I think I was like, I don't know, I just felt so like bored periodically, and I would like want to look at my phone and then realize like I couldn't.
Frustrated.
Freedom.
Relaxing.
Simple.
Freeing.
Understimulating.
Probably seeing things pop up on my phone and I want to open it, but like I just can't. So I'm just like, well, left to the unknown.
I was able to focus a lot better. Like when I was doing my homework, I actually focused on my homework and not on all the messages I was getting. And I found like I paid attention more when people were talking, and I wasn't distracted by notifications on my phone. So I felt like I was definitely more focused.
That maybe I like Instagram a little bit too much, like maybe a lot.
I think what stood out the most was how much I did get done and the things that I took care of.
There was a few times like throughout the day where I'd be like doing something and I'd go to like reach for my phone or something, like with no actual purpose. Like I didn't actually need it for anything, which I guess is kind of just like out of habit.
The most surprising was I found it really hard to wake up. Like usually like if I get up, like after a couple alarms, I'll just like scroll on my phone, but I didn't have that, so I ended up just like kind of falling back asleep, and I didn't have like a timer or like the time right in front of me, so I just ended up like way oversleeping.
Yes.
It did happen a couple times. I had to stop myself from looking at Instagram Reels.
I was pretty busy that day, so it was like probably a good day that I picked to not like try and use it. So I didn't reach for it as much as I expected to.
Yes, I did. I can't lie, the temptation was there. But again, it was simple once I focused on my task.
A few times, mainly like when I wasn't like actively doing anything, like I was just sitting down somewhere, or like before classes would start when like my professor's not in the room.
I definitely did. I definitely like found myself like checking my messages for sure to see if like anyone texted me like an excuse to use my phone pretty much. But I was definitely like checking it out of habit, and I had to put it back down.
Yes.
Absolutely. I really focused on what people were saying, and I felt like I could respond better, besides part of my attention being on them and then part of it being on my phone.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I definitely did.
I think for sure, yeah.
I will be honest and say that I did fall back into habits, yeah.
I found that I'm on social media actually a lot less, because it was so nice not being on it, so I've really limited my time. I'm still on it some, but I've really limited it a lot more than what I usually was before.
I actually have been checking my screen time since Friday, and it's gone down an hour and a half, which isn't a lot, but at the same time it cuts back on like when I get bored is when I usually get on my phone.
I wouldn't say I fell back in the old habits. I would definitely say instead of falling back in the old habits, I would just say I allowed myself to go back into that space again if I needed to.
I guess it's changed some. I haven't used my phone as much today as I probably would. I don't know if that's just because I've been really busy today, or if it's just more of like after going a whole day without it, realizing, oh, I don't really need this that much, like I can live without these kind of things.
I think definitely I was doing fewer puzzles afterward, because what I use my phone a lot for is like puzzles and like social media. It's pretty like split evenly, and then like afterward I just kind of went right back into like scrolling on social media after that.
It was pretty difficult. Like, it wasn't like mentally difficult, it was just like physically difficult because I would kind of forget that I was participating in this and then go to click on something. Or honestly, I wouldn't forget that I was participating in it. It would just be in the back of my mind, and then I would like go and click on the app and then be like, oh my God, I can't be on this, and then immediately close that.
People try to contact you a lot more when you can't be contacted, apparently. That's about it.
Anything else I would say I noticed, I think just how time passes. Pretty much, I was, like I said, everything I had going on and things I was taking care of, it was, moving time naturally. But I think once I looked up and I was like, oh, as I remember, I journaled it. I was like, it was 6 p.m. Oh, I haven't even, looked at my phone like that. I haven't really done too much. Like, I got in a couple calls, couple texts, that's it.
I think it was definitely easier to give it up than I thought it would be. Like, I knew it wasn't going to be like the most like challenging thing in the world for me, because again, I already try and limit my screen time. But other than like the camera app, the weather app, alarms, that kind of thing, I didn't really, like, those were the 3 times that I like broke the whole no phone thing, and I didn't even realize it. It was like subconscious.
I don't know, it really made me think about like how before COVID, like I really didn't use my phone that much, and I feel like a lot of people didn't, but like afterwards, like there's just so few sources of like entertainment besides your phone, and like everything is centered in your phone. And I think after like the pandemic, everybody got sucked into their phone more than anything else.